There's something most people overlook when they sit down to journal. They think they are recording feelings. They're not. They're choosing language, they're choosing words. And language quietly shapes the feeling. I don't just listen to what someone says, I listen to the words they reach for. I'm overwhelmed, I'm drowning, I'm stuck, I'm behind. Each of these sound similar. They're not. When you write I'm drowning, your body responds differently than when you write I'm stretched. One implies danger, the other implies capacity under pressure. The emotion shifts with the vocabulary. Psychologist Lisa Feldman Barrett writes about how emotions are not just reactions, they are constructed experiences shaped partly by the concepts and words available to us. If you have only one word for a feeling, your experience of that feeling becomes narrow. If everything uncomfortable is anxiety, you lose nuance. Is it anticipation? Is it uncertainty? Is it vulnerability? Or is it excitement misinterpreted? The page gives you time to differentiate, and differentiation is stabilizing. I've seen this repeatedly in sessions. A person writes, I'm angry, we pause. What kind of anger? Sharp, resentful, protective, embarrassed, disappointed. Often it turns out not to be anger at all, it's grief, or shame, or fear of being dismissed. But the original word was easier. We use large, blunt words because they feel efficient, but blunt words produce blunt self understanding. When you journal every day, you start noticing your default vocabulary. You see how often you use always and never, how often you describe yourself as too much or not enough, how often sentences are dramatic even when the event was way small. This is not a character flaw, it is conditioning. Language is inherited before it is examined. Writer George Orwell once argued that vague language produces vague thinking. The reverse is also true. Precise language produces clear emotional awareness. If you write, I felt dismissed in that conversation instead of that was awful, you gain access to something actionable. Dismissed suggests a need for acknowledgement. Awful suggests helplessness. There's a difference. Big one at that. The word changes the direction of your next move. In literature, this is why we return to certain authors, because they give us language for experiences we sensed but could not articulate. Think of how Virginia Woolf describes interior states, not in loud declarations but in textures. She names subtle currents of thoughts and hesitation. When readers encounter that precision, they feel understood. Bibliotherapy or literature therapy works the same way. When you read nuanced language, your emotional vocabulary expands. When your vocabulary expands, your internal word becomes more specific, and specificity reduces chaos. Here's something practical you can try on your next page. Instead of writing, I had a bad day, ask yourself, what makes exactly made it heavy? What is the silence in a room? A delayed reply, a tone shift, your own expectation. Write the detail, not to overanalyze, but to locate. When you locate the feeling accurately, it becomes manageable. This is not about controlling emotion, it's about naming it responsibly. There is a reason therapeutic models emphasize naming feelings, because when you put language to an internal experience, the brain integrates it differently. The unnamed feels threatening, the named feels contained. And journaling daily trains that muscle. You begin catching yourself mid sentences. Instead of, I'm a failure, you might write, I feel disappointed about how that went. That shift is enormous. One attacks identity, the other describes experience. Identity based language freezes growth, experience based language allows movement. Over time, your page becomes less dramatic and more accurate. Not less honest, more refined. And refinement builds self trust. You stop reacting to exaggerated internal headlines. You start responding to specific information. Personally, I see language as emotional architecture. The words you choose are the beams holding up your perception. If they're unstable, everything feels unstable. If they're precise, your experience becomes grounded. That is why this space matters. Reading is not academic here, it's functional. When you expose yourself to careful writing, essays, memoirs, novels that respect nuance, you absorb new emotional vocabulary. And when you write daily, you practice using the same. This is not about sounding intelligent, it is about feeling accurately. So the next time you sit down for your 1 page a day, pay attention to the adjectives you choose, underline them. Ask yourself, is this exact or is this exaggerated or underwritten? Then write one sentence with more care. That's enough. Enough for now. Language shapes feeling, feeling shapes behavior, and behavior shapes life. If this way of approaching journaling feels different, slower, more thoughtful, or less dramatic, stay with this series. Subscribe, share with your friends. Because we are not just writing to express, we are writing to understand. And understanding begins with a single word chosen carefully, 1 page a day. And tomorrow we go deeper into how reading changes what we are capable of feeling. I'll come back tomorrow. I hope you do too.